So the judge comes back out and he goes into what I call like a shit sandwich. Like you start out with the sugar and then you put the shit in the middle, then you put the sugar in the end. So it's like he started out with all this great stuff. So he's like, Mr. Combs, I want you to understand and know that you are being sentenced to the Mann Act. No matter, you're not being sentenced to anything, nothing about the RICO, nothing about sex trafficking. You're being sentenced due to the Mann Act. So I just want you to know that no matter how it feels, I'm sentencing you due to the Mann Act only. However, the statute that the court is required to sentence you by requires that I look at the character and the nature of the offense and the history of the defendant. There's no limitation on how much I can look at of the character of the defendant. So as mentioned, history and character. And then he starts going into the good things. He said, you're a self-made artist and became more than that, and you uplifted your community. The impact on the Black community is impressive. You donated your time and money for worthy causes. That is commendable. You development of the course is impressive, and the court hopes you will continue to expand and help. You are sorry, I can't read them. The court knows you had a problem with addiction. The court does understand this and knows that it exacerbated your issues. Freak offs, hotel nights, and your relationship with Cassie and Jane, the court rejects. Oh, I don't know what that say. Y'all, I don't know what that says. The court rejects something. I'm sorry. My fingers was about to fall off at this point. He says, all of your good doesn't outweigh the pain to the victims. And like, you could just tell the way he started off with saying all of this good stuff. Like, you've done great things for your community. You've been such an inspiration. You've been all that. It was just like all of this leading up to this big but. He was like, but the pain and, the power and control over the lives of others, that you use the abuse to get your way. You, the freak off, the hotel nights, he says, was massive. Text messages, emails, and messages broken down in the video of the beating. Like, he's like, all of that was massive. The way you treated Jane and Cassie. Basically, he says, I have to come up with a punishment that is sufficient, but not unnecessary. Yeah. So like it has to be just enough to punish you for the crime, but not something that's gross and like unnecessary. So it's like a fine line that I'm trying to get here. So he looks at the needs to reflect on what the offense was, the irreparable harm to the women. It was a decade long. It happens for so long. And this is the judge talking to Diddy. He said, this happened for so long because you weren't caught and because you had the resources to keep it going, that you used coercion to keep it going. And the sentence must reflect that. And he said the sentence is requiring a significant sentence. The judge kept saying that, a significant sentence. He kept saying it over and over. He said, after Ms. Ventura's lawsuit, had been filed and served, and after your IG apology, where you said that you had hit rock bottom, that you still kicked down 5 doors in Jane's home, choked her, grabbed her by the head, slammed her down, or slapped her until she fell down. This is what the judge is saying. Like, even after you apologized, you did. This is what you did. He said, you are not, he said, take this something pill. You are not going to. Oh, the judge was quoting something that Diddy said to Jane. I guess Diddy told her, take this effing pill. You are not going to ruin my fucking night. The judge was cut. Like, judge was like quoting his word. This is what you did. So you chased Jane down. Then another time you told her, take this fucking pill. You are not going to ruin my fucking night. Basically, I guess the girl was like in pain or something was going on and she didn't want to do a freak off or something. And so basically he was like, take this drug and you're going to do it. The judge actually was saying this word for word. He said the court is not assured that this won't happen again. And when he said that, I was like, ugh. He said the court saw the messages and heard everything. These acts of violence. He said the sentence. Okay, these acts of violence are something he said, and the sentence must be given to reflect that. So he went again, talk about this substantial sentence that is in the interest to protect the public from the defendant. 135 would be more than necessary. Court is not allowed to impose a sentence that is more than necessary. A sentence that takes into account a decade of Cassie and Jane's these are intimate partners that you chose to be physically violent. Like, these aren't just people off the street you don't know. These were your paramours. These were people that you professed love to, and that this is how you treated them. But he came again and said 135 months is not reasonable. The probation office, he talked about their report. He said that the probation officer looked at the same aggravating factors that the government is looking at, and they took into consideration the coercion, the violence, the drug use, and everything, and they came at 60 months. So he said the facts and circumstances of this case are unique. Mr. Combs, I sentence you to 50 months of incarceration. And nobody said anything. Like, it wasn't a crime. The deputy, when I tell you, these New York deputies were not playing. They had already, before the judge came back out, they stood on the family. One stood on the left side. One came to the right of the family row, and the one on the right side. He was like, you're not to make a peep. If you don't like what the judge says, oh well. If you were happy with the judge says, you save it till you get out. Don't make a sound. And when I tell you, ain't nobody make a sound. So I don't know if people were surprised, if the kids were expecting it, if somebody had told them, like, this is probably what it'll be, but that's the vibe you got. Like, nobody made a reaction. So I don't know. I don't know if later, because, people started shuffling out. So then you were kind of stuck with, do I wait and try to see if they're going to bust out crying when they get outside? Or do I go downstairs and get my phone and hurry up and come out here and tell y'all what happened? Like, so I was kind of like trying to stay back and see. The family did hold back. They were coming out, but it was just light. It was almost like, leaving the repast of a funeral. Like, yeah, we were sad earlier, but now we kind of like got over it. We don't really have any emotions right now. We just like whatever. So I will tell you, Diddy was pissed. When he said 50 months, I wrote down, oh goodness, I'm dividing like how many 12 go into 50? 12, 24, 36, 48. I'm like 4 years and 2 months. Wow. Okay. I always thought 5 years, so I'm not surprised. He then started going over kind of like, what the other special conditions were. He asked them what facility they wanted to go to. They said, give us the Monday judge to make a recommendation. And this was the defense team. He was asking. He will be on 5 years supervised release whenever he's released. He will have some mandatory special conditions. He will have search conditions. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing drug screens and stuff. Forfeiture obligation. And he's already consented to the forfeiture. Outpatient and mental health. He has a $500,000 fine. It was $250,000 was the max, but it's two counts, so $500,000 fine. And he has an upward variance from guidelines. But it really wasn't. I don't know what that was about. Okay, no restitution, and there was a $200 special assessment victim fee, some court cost fee, and that was it. He then went to go speak to the victims and said he thanked the victims for coming forward because it would allow other victims to be strong to come forward and report when they are victimized. He talked he kind of like spoke to things that Dr. King got up and the guy from King Clergy. I'm saying, oh no, he didn't. He quoted Dr. King and said, out of the amount of despair, a store of hope or something like that. So a state of hope or something. So basically he was just saying like, take this moment to kind of like just get it together. You can get some help, keep doing the good things you're doing. When you get out, hopefully you'll be a changed man. But the judge was clear. You're getting this time based on the pain that he caused the victims and because he didn't feel like he was a changed man. That was it. He didn't feel like he was a changed man. So I pretty much took y'all through my day. So yeah, for always, forever, for life says I thought it would be between 5 to 7.5. Yeah, I kept on saying I had 5 on it. So I was really close. My humble opinion says he should have gotten at least 6 years. I just hope he does every day. He definitely is not going to do every day. He's going to get out earlier. There's no parole in the feds, but he can do a program to cut the time. And somebody said earlier about the Obama law, but Trump then took away everything Obama did. So I'm not sure if that's still in place, but I'll check and see. So we'll see when he'll get out a little early, but he'll probably do at least like 2 more years. My dude says, I hope some people learn today to stop putting your business on the internet. Comes back to bite you. Yeah, and just treating people shitty comes back to bite you as well. Nene says this trial exposed a lot. It sure did. It sure did. It sure did. Yeah, crying harder than Diddy. Look, they got hired to do a job and it was done. Yeah. Shanika Young says the judge was disgusted with his behavior. It really felt that way. The judge was like, this is massive. You could just tell the judge, like, I don't know nobody that does anything like this. Like, you are a mess. Can he get pardoned? He sure can. Yeah, he can. So, but how's it going to look for a sitting president to pardon somebody who was convicted of these type of acts? I don't know. But hey, look, y'all president do some crazy stuff every day. So we shall see. My dude says, thank you for all your hard work. You were great. Safe travels back. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Shanika Young says, this was an awesome live as always. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so glad y'all stayed with me and enjoyed it. Oh, we've been on for 3 hours and 23 minutes. Next time Lee live, you let him know if it was long stroking, okay? No, we long stroked it tonight. Net 418, thank you, Fit. Appreciate you so much. Y'all are so welcome. This has been so fun. I'm glad y'all got me to stay on because I was like, because you know how you take shorthand notes. And if I go to sleep on this, I'm not going to remember what all this stuff means. Let me just come on and give it to y'all right now. So that way I still could talk. I could probably do like 5 more shows on this sentencing hearing, though, y'all. I might just pick some different angles and do it and pull some other stuff because it was just so much going on. Like I'm giving y'all a good recap, but like the legal arguments and stuff for the time and moving it up and all that stuff are deep. So I may oh my phone about to die. I may do that one day and go over some stuff. But yeah, my battery's about to die. I got like 4% left on my phone. So I am going to get ready to wrap this live on up. We have been on here for 3 hours and 24 minutes. My flight leaves out of New York at 7 a.m. So I probably won't get much sleep. But hey, this has been amazing. So much fun. My Duke says, someone asked L47 today. He said, I don't know. I might because when you did wrong, like I was in the wrong, sometimes you second chance. I've heard a lot about the trial, but no one ever asked me yet. So I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Linda Kelly says, you are so awesome. I like your style. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It was so fun today to come into town and just, be in the sentencing here. It's my first time ever in New York. So that was really fun. So, I missed this one. Shout out my humble opinion. Send a $10 super chat. Thank you, sis. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. You hung in with me. We 3.5 hours, boy. We did it. We did it. All right, Net418 sent her $5 super chat. Thank you again. Nene sent a $2 super chat. Thank you, Nene. And a $50 super chat. Thank you. Nene was so appreciative. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Because I was about to get off and Nene was like, no, come on and stay. The Jay Witt podcast. Shout out to a $5 super chat. He said we're running to Utah. Yep, we covered that one. Nene said another $5 super chat. He looked super old. Yep, we covered that. JC became a new member, and JC sent our first super chat for $5. Thank you all so much. Kia Elder says, I had to step out, but thank you so much for not forgetting about us. You are beautiful. Thank you so much, Kia. Yes, I hung in there. I covered it all. So I'll be back. Because like I said, we could talk about this thing for a while because it was just a lot today. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for staying with me. Check out the other lives that I posted. I posted a video that he played for the family. So go check that out if you didn't see it. It's like 11 and a half minutes. I read Diddy's letter that he wrote. I got that on it as a short, not as a short, but the video from the other night's live. So y'all can check that out and just stay tuned. I'm gonna be coming back much more. I said once a week. So we are gonna be once a week. I'm gonna be live. I don't have it planned out. What we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Diddy for a while though. So I will be live. Jay Witt and I got some collaborations coming up that we're gonna do. So just stay tuned. All right, Sweet Skate said, Sweet Escape says TLF left AV to scream and hunk her loud. No comments. Thank you, Fit, for all you've done. You're so sweet. Let TLA know we miss him. Thanks again. I'm looking forward to see you again. Oh, you are so welcome. I sure will. I will let him know that. Yeah, I sure will. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, it has been great. Yes, Kia, I am still losing weight. So I am like 30 pounds down since May. And I'm working on 30 more by the end of the year. So that's the goal. All natural, y'all already know. Ain't no shots, ain't no gimmicks over here. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I post a lot of there where I work out every day. Came through an amazing transformation process called the 4-day turn up that taught me a lot of stuff about nutrition, how to change my mind, get my discipline stuff together. So it has been a journey. So thank you so much for seeing that. And I am continuing on that healthy journey. Y'all get some rest. I need to go get sleep. I'm gonna get like 2 hours before oh look. Hold on. Okay. Cell phone died. Good thing I had my computer open. All right. So that means I need to take my butt to sleep too. So it has been amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know I got a lot of new followers today on TikTok, a lot of new followers. It's the Fit Lawyer ATL everywhere. So go follow me. I'll be coming back doing some more about this because it was just so amazing being in the courtroom today, y'all. Thank you so much for just like following along because I went live last night. I was live early this morning, live after, live during lunch, and y'all just been there the whole time. So I greatly appreciate this. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And guess what? I'll see you in court. Good night.